I think we missed Bhante again.
Yes.
Yeah, he's signing in back. We just have to wait 1 more minute. There is a cyclone going on in Myanmar right now. And that's why the internet connection is not very stable for Bhante.
Okay. Wishing everyone to be safe in the cyclone situation.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, thank you, Thay. That's a good thought. Okay, I see Bhante again.
Yes.
Vandami Bhante, Namo Buddhaya.
Good morning or good evening.
Bhante, do have your permission to start the session, Bhante?
So I cannot join with the laptop.
It's okay, Bhante. It's
Because,
okay, Bhante.
huh?
It's okay, Bhante. Yeah. Do I have your permission to start, Bhante?
Connection is so weak. So because in Myanmar we have what is that? What do we call?
Cyclone.
Cyclone.
Yeah.
Cyclone. What is that? Cyclone Mukha. Mukha is there.
So do I have your permission to
So
start,
I
Bhante?
just trying to.
Sorry, Bhante. Please go ahead, Bhante.
Yeah.
Yeah. Namo Buddhaya. Welcome all to today's session. This is part 2 of our 4-week series by Venerable Dr. Venerable Bhante Dr. Chanda Mukha. And our series title is 10 Perfections, that is Parami of Bodhisatta. And last week, Bhante had gone through the 10 Paramis, and now we're going to go through in detail each one of the Parami analysis this week. Before we start the session, I wanted to introduce Bhante. So Bhante Chandamukha received his higher ordination in 1995 and has a PhD in Buddhist studies, currently also working as associate professor of the Theravada, International Theravada Buddhist Missionary University, and also working as a head of department of Siddhanta studies in Yangon, Myanmar. He is also serving as an abbot for Sirimangala Chatta Sukha Monastery. And Bhante has established this monastery in 1997 at hometown and teaches young novices and junior monks there. He has been also teaching Vinaya rule, Suttanta discourses, Abhidhamma subjects, and Bhante also has a couple of higher degrees that are offered in Myanmar. Sasana Dhaja Dhammacharya, that is the teachership in Dhamma of Sasana's banner. And Bhante also is a Vinaya Vidu, that is scholar of monastic discipline title. So without further ado, I just wanted Bhante to welcome Bhante and welcome you all to today's session. And for the beginning of our session, we are going to make Shila Yachna, Khamma Yachna and Shila Yachna to Bhante on behalf of all the participants. Ukasavandami Bhante Dwaratayena Maya Katang Sabba Paradhang Khamatu me Bhante Dutiyam Piyokasavandami Bhante Dwaratayena Maya Katang Sabba Paradhang Khamatu me Bhante Tatiyam Piyokasavandami Bhante Dwaratayena Maya Katang Sabba Paradhang Khamatu me Bhante Okasa Ahang Bhante Tisaranena Saha Panchasilang Dhammang Yachami Anugraham Katva Silang Dethame Bhante Dutiyam Okasa Ahang Bhante Tisaranena Saha Panchasilang Dhammang Yachami Anugraham Katva Silang Dethame Bhante Tatiyam Okasa Ahang Bhante Tisaranena Saha Panchasilang Dhammang Yachami Anugraham Katva Silang Dethame Bhante.
Yamaham vadami dambadita.
Bhante.
Namo dassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tadiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami, Tadiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, Tadiyampi sangham saranam gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sarana gamanam paribodham.
Bhante.
Panadipada viramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adena dana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Adinna dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kamesu mecchajara veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Kamesu michchachara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sura meraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Tisarani nasa pancha silang sadhugang garungadowa abamade na sambadita.
Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So much gratitude to you, Bhante, for giving us the Dhammadana today, Bhante. On behalf of all the participants, I request you to please start today's session, Bhante.
So, yeah, thank you so much for being with me in this Dhamma series about the Paramita, 10 perfections of the Bodhisatta. So last week we discussed about the Bodhisatta, who is a Bodhisatta, and also as a Bodhisatta, what does he need to do? What does he need to do? So it is as a Bodhisatta, what he need to do is to make himself perfect. Okay, to make himself or herself perfect. So as we see that our life, so our conditions, our nature is not perfect. There are a lot of flaws, so a lot of defects. So if we are not perfect in terms of our action, in terms of our attitude, in terms of our emotion, in terms of our behavior, then we cannot become a role model, okay, for the other people around us. So only when we are perfect in every aspect, we can be a very exemplary person to lead many other people. So in the same way, so the Buddha, to become a Buddha is the very great exemplary person of human beings and devas or even to animals. So that's why, so to become a Buddha, he is necessary to prepare himself to be perfect in every aspect. Here, in terms of the aspect, here we can find 10 aspects. Okay, dana, as we discussed briefly last week, dana, generous. So, how much do we are generous? Okay, we have to check or consider our conditions. So sometimes we are generous, we are ready to give the properties we have. Suppose someone they are in need of a food, so we are ready to give a food. But if they are in need of a dwelling place or house or apartment, we feel reluctant okay, this I can't. So in this way, in terms of the generosity, even though some people they can give something, but they cannot give the others. So for the Bodhisatta, he should be ready to give even his life. Okay, so that is the way how to make himself perfect in terms of the generosity. And also another thing you can understand is that you have detached, you try to detach yourself from the your possessions, even to your body, to your life. So no attachment at all. So until that state, we have to fulfill. So only then he became a perfect person. He became a role model or very much exemplary person to lead the world. So that is so that's why here when the Bodhisatta so reflect about the way that makes him a Buddha or the way that makes him perfect. So then what he found is firstly dana. Okay, dana. After that, what is the further thing to do? That is sila. So in terms of the virtue, in terms of the moral behavior or moral actions, so sila is very, very necessary to be fulfilled or to make himself to be virtuous person. So suppose even though you are generous, but you are not moral person, your behavior, our behavior is not good, then how can we lead other people on the right path? So it's impossible. That's why, so dana alone is not enough to make oneself perfect or to be a Buddha or to be the leader of the many other beings or to be a teacher of many other people around us. That's why one more step to make oneself perfect is to be virtuous. That is perfection or to fulfill perfections of morality. So in terms of morality, he has to be pure and perfect. He make himself ready. So then another one is dana, sila, nekkamma. Then if you have a sila virtuous, so virtuous means so you don't break the rules or your actions, bodily or verbal actions are no longer harmful to the people or to the being or even to the environment around us, around you. So in that case, one more than what you need to do is to keep oneself away from the sensuality. Okay, to keep oneself away from the sensualities. So before to fulfill perfections of morality, you are in touch. You are in the condition around the condition or the sensualities. So you try to refrain from it. So then you found the person, Bodhisatta, found to himself that, okay, I can bear, no problem. Even though I encounter with these sensualities, so, but I make no violation of the rules or regulations. I make no mistakes in terms of physical action and verbal actions. So but if you consider, so one thing appear, you refrain from it. So it is so busy, okay, so busy. That's why it will be better to keep oneself totally away from the sensualities. So that you don't need to make any effort to refrain from committing or violation, okay, or the moral rules and regulations. So that's why it is necessary, or Sila, perfection is very helpful for the perfect, to fulfill the perfection of the Nekkamma Parami. That is a renunciation. You renounce, you give up, the Bodhisatta give up the sensuality conditions, and then he stay in a secluded place, okay, in terms of the possession. So he is not attached to the worldly or sensualities. So that is the Nekkamma Parami. So Dana, Sila, Nekkamma, and then Panya, wisdom. So when we have a Nekkamma, when we are renounced the world, so when we keep ourselves away from the sensualities, what happened to us is, so our mind is undisturbed. Okay? Our mind become undisturbed with the sensualities, and also our physical body also out of touch with the out of touch from the sensualities. So we get a sort of seclusion. So that seclusion make us develop in terms of the wisdom. That's why the Nekkamma Parami is very helpful and also very beneficial for the in order to fulfill perfections of the wisdom. Okay. Dana, Sila, Nekkamma, Panya, Viriya. So with the Panya, perfection of the wisdom, we have to develop, we have to know whether it is right or wrong. We are able to discern right from the wrong, wrong from the right, and also good from the bad, bad from the good, as well as we are able to discern or differentiate between what is beneficial and what is harmful or what is helpful. So in this way, our wisdom become brighter and brighter. So if we don't know anything about whether it is a good or bad, we have to inquire the knowledge. Okay, we have to ask the teachers, masters, approach them, and also make a question. Okay, so in the Julagama Vibhanga Sutta, the Buddha explained that Panya Samvadanika, okay, Panya Samvadanika Kamma, the Kamma that make us wise. Okay. In that context, the Buddha illustrates that to be a wise person, we have to approach to a learned person. We have to approach to those who are well versed in terms of the Buddha's teaching, in terms of the whether it is right or wrong, good or bad, helpful or harmful, and so on. So, and also we have to read the questions, okay, regarding this, and then we have to reflect on it. Then that will make us wise, okay. And also when we are wise enough, then we have to be helpful to the other people who are in the bondage of the being foolish. So it means that we have to help them to solve the problems in their lives. Okay, we have to be helpful to those who are facing the problems for their future existences and so on. So in this way, we fulfill perfections of the wisdom. And then the perfections of the wisdom is very helpful for the fulfillment of the perfection or the effort. If we come to know something which is good, then it is from this we got a sort of motivation to make a more effort on it. Okay, because we are very clear about this. So this is a really good thing, really beneficial for us, for others, okay, not only for this life, but also for the future existences, and also even for the attainment of liberation from the round of suffering. Then we will be very eager to pursue, okay, to make an effort. So that's why Panya Parami, okay, fulfillment of the Panya Parami, or perfection of wisdom, is very helpful for the fulfillment of the perfection of effort. And also, so with the effort, we have to make something which is better, and also we have to make from the imperfect to perfect. Okay, we have to change. We have to be able to transform from the badness to the goodness, even from the goodness to the greatness. Okay, so in this way, so the Buddha explained that regarding the effort. So, Upananam, Papaganam, Bahanaya, Vayamo. So we have to make an effort to abandon immorality or unwholesome things which has been arisen. So as an ordinary person, we have made a lot of mistakes. Okay, a lot of mistakes. So in that case, what we have to do is, so we have to make not to happen that sort of mistakes again in our life. Okay, that is, we are fulfilling perfections of effort. And also another way to fulfill perfections of effort is Anopananam Bhavagana Anobadaya Vayamo. So to make an effort not to arise new immoralities or new unwholesome things. So that sort of unwholesome things are very new to us. So we have never encountered, never committed such a mistakes. So we have to know that it is a mistake. Okay. Then after knowing, we have to make effort not to make such a mistakes. Suppose someone is addicted to the drug, okay, addicted to the narcotic drugs or drinks, then we see with our eyes, and also we hear about the badness of this addiction, and also we know through the many books or through the many news and information the disadvantage or the danger of using such a drugs and drinks. So that is you are acquiring knowledge because you know it. but you have never committed such a mistake. It's a very new. You have never used drinks or drugs, such as narcotic drinks or drugs. But through your reading, through the news, and then through your experience with the people who are addicted to that, so you come to know that it is bad, it's not good, it's just harmful to myself, to my relatives, to my parents, to my community, even to my country. So in this way, with this understanding, with this knowledge in mind, we refrain, we make effort not to use drinks and drugs, such as narcotic drinks and drugs in our life. What? Anubanana Babagana Anubadaya Vayamo, we make a great effort, okay, not to commit new mistakes in our life. So in this way, wisdom is very helpful for the fulfillment of the perfection of the effort. Okay, the more, the wiser you are, the wiser we are, and also we become more energetic. We are more enthusiastic to refrain from the committee rounding, and also we are more enthusiastic to make good things in our life. So in this way, wisdom, perfections of wisdom is very helpful to fulfill perfections of the effort. Panya Viriya. So then the more we are enthusiastic, the more we are energetic, the more we become patient. Okay, the more we become a patient, we can be resist. We are able to resist whatever persuasions to make bad things. Suppose you go to the restaurants, then there are very good dishes are there. They are persuading, okay, you to come and eat, to come and enjoy, but you have a very good effort based on the wisdom, what is good for you, even though the food are very good, but if it is not suitable for your health, suppose the food is so sweet, so you have a sort of diabetes, so you understand that, oh, this food is so sweet, it's not appropriate for me, not appropriate for my disease. Then what do? Understanding, and then you make an effort, okay, not to eat. And also, even though it persuades or they persuade you, many temptations are there, but you try to resist, okay, without effort. Khanti Parami is impossible. So that's why we have to fulfill firstly the perfection of Viriya, and then so perfection of the effort is very, very helpful for us to fulfill the perfections of the patience. Okay, sometimes we encounter great dangers in our life. So if we are not strong enough, not energetic enough, how can we bear the conditions that we face in our life? So that's why Khandi Viriya Parami or perfections or the effort is very helpful for us to fulfill the perfection of Khandi. So you see, one time the king of Sacca, so he went and also in the battle with the Asura. Then finally, he got the Asura, he catched. And then in front of his mansion, Asura was tied. And then whenever king of Sacca passed by or nearby him, Asura so used abusive words and then reviled and then complained, a very rude word. But the king of a deal was patience. But the people, the deities around him, they cannot bear such an insult. So, but the king of Sacca, he can bear the insult of the Asura. Why? Because he is a very energetic. So also the Bodhisatta, there are many life stories of the Bodhisatta, who is a very patient. Okay, even though so as a hermit, Khanti hermit, okay, he was insulted by the king. They tried to cut the fingers, the knees, and the two, and then the ears and the nose and so on. But if we have no effort, if he, Bodhisatta, has no energetic effort, and then he will be run out of patience. But with a great effort, so he can be very, very patient. Okay, that is why it is necessary for us, if we are really to fulfill perfections of the Khanti patience, we need to fulfill the perfections of the Viriya. So that's why the Bodhisatta, when he fulfilled when he trying to reflect, so what are the Dhamma that makes me perfect? What are the Dhamma that are to be fulfilled to become a Buddha? So these paramis appear one after another in his mind. So that is the reflection, through the reflection, and also as they appear one after another, Bodhisatta fulfill these perfections one after another. So that's why these perfections are arranged in this order. Okay, Dana first, Sila, Parami second, and then Nekkamma Parami the third, and then Panna Parami the fourth, Viriya Parami the fifth, and also Khanti Parami the sixth, and then Sacca Parami the seventh, and then Khanti Sacca Adhitthana resolution, determination, okay, the eighth. And also Metta, loving kindness, the ninth, and the Uppekha, equanimity at the 10th. So they are ordered or arranged in this way because Bodhisatta, when the Bodhisatta reflect, so it appear one after another, and also the Bodhisatta also undertake, okay, these perfections one after another. And also another reason is because of these perfections, previous perfections are very, very beneficial and also grateful to the fulfillment of the following perfections. That's why they are arranged in this order. Okay, so the point today, what I like to share with you is why these perfections are arranged in this order. Okay, so then after the Khanti Parami is there, perfections of the patience. Okay, we train ourselves, okay, to be able to patience, to be able to forbear, okay, perseverance, patience. So they gradually, so we are strong enough to resist any temptations, okay, to resist any temptations in our lives. And also sometimes there are many temptations in our life. They make us to be what, greedy, and also they make us to be what, to be angry, okay. Many conditions and many people around us, so they are making us greedy, or making us to be proud, or to be angry, to be jealous, and so on. So in whatever condition, we have to be patient. We have to be able to resist such a temptations in our life. Not only to those who insult us, not to get angry to them, but also even though they try to what, persuade, okay, to be greedy and so on. Even in that case also we have to make ourselves not to be greedy, okay, even in the greedy conditions. So Khanti, and also the more we are patience, okay, then what happened to us is the more we become truthful to ourselves, okay. We become truthful to ourselves because we can establish on the patience. So it is very difficult for us to be truthful in our life, even though it's easy to speak or be truthful to yourself, okay. But it is very difficult to be truthful. Uh, uh, to be truthful. So that's why, in order to be able to truthful, first step is to be patient. Okay, to be able to resist the temptations in our life. So if we are able to resist the temptation or the whatever sensualities or the temptation to get you angry and so on, then you know yourself, oh, I have such an ability, okay, to resist, even though he provokes to get angry. He provoked me to get not to be angry. So how good it is. Then, so if you have such a power, willpower, unshakable by the temptations of the others, then so whatever problems or difficulties encounter in your life, in our life, we can express, okay, we can utter, okay, the words, the truthful words, okay. So like our Bodhisatta, as a very, very small, tiny, I know you are very familiar with that Jataka, and also Parita among the protective verses. We have one discourse that is what the Vata Sutta. Okay, Vata Sutta is it is a sort of tiny bird. So one day the forest fire broke out. So his parents ran away, fly away. He is so young to fly. He has wings, but just wings, not able to fly. He also has a leg, very small and soft legs, but not able to run. So that's why he became hopeless, helpless. So on that condition, what he remember is that the noble persons led by the Buddha. So when they are hopeless and helpless, they rely on the truthfulness. So they depend on the truthfulness. They try to utter the truthful words. And then with the power of the truthfulness, they try to overcome the problems, difficulties, okay, in life. So he remember, and then what is truthful to me, he tried to consider, and then finally he found that these three words. I have a legs, but I cannot could not I have a wings, but I could not fly. I have a parents, but they fly away. Okay. Santi Baka Abadana. Santi Bahada Awanjana. Madapida Janikanda. So my parents are also fly away from me. So that's why Jada Veda, oh forest fire, please stop. Please go back. Okay. So in this way, he make it. The Bodhisatta made the words of truthfulness. He added the words of truthfulness. So by the power of such a truthful utterance, the forest fire came down and then quenched. So he, Bodhisatta, very tiny bird, escaped from the such a threat, life-threatening danger. Okay. So truthfulness is very powerful in our life. So it is evidence in the story of a Suvarna Sama as well. Later, when we talk about the Sacca Parami, we will explain in detail about the other stories. So here the point I like to express is that Khanti Parami is a very, very, very powerful, very, very helpful for the fulfillment of the Sacca Parami. Suppose here in that story, if we relate the point, so for the Bodhisatta, when he see his parents flying away, they left him helpless. So at that time, he has to be patient. Okay. So without maybe there may be sorrow, okay, helplessness, depression appear in his mind because he can feel, no, there is a danger. My parents gave me up, okay, and then they left me alone and they fly away for their safety. What a depressed, helpless condition for him, okay, very sorrowful condition for him. But at the time, Bodhisatta has to resist on the sorrow, not to arise sorrow in his mind. If there is a sorrow in his mind, then he will not be able to express, okay, the truthfulness, the truthful words, okay, and also even he will not get the idea to take refuge in the truthfulness. So that is why Khanti Parami is very important in our life. So without Khanti Parami, without fulfilling Khanti Parami, then it will be very, very difficult for us to fulfill the perfection of the Sacca, okay, with truthfulness. And the Sacca Adhitthana, and also in a similar way, Sacca Parami is very helpful for us to make a Adhitthana Parami. We have to remain on the truth. We should establish ourselves on the truthfulness. Our words should be truthful to our heart. Okay, our bodily actions should be truthful to our heart, to our mind. So That is called Samagga. Okay, Samagga means a unity. Unity between, mostly people said a unity among the people. Maybe United Country or whatever, United States, or they say like that. But the first and foremost, the very basic point is that we have to make ourselves united within ourselves. So Samagga, our heart, our mouth, our bodily actions should be united. Okay? Our heart should be enshrined with the truthfulness, okay? Goodness, morality, straightforward, so very good attitude towards the other beings. So then our mouth should be very good, very sweet word, polite words, okay? Pleasant words we will express. So also our bodily action will be very beneficial for ourselves and also for the others around us. So some people, they say their mind is not good, but they speak sweet word. Okay, so in that case, their heart and their mind, their mouth are not agreed to one another. So that is a big problem for them. So such a truthfulness is very important in our life. If we are truthful, if we remain ourselves on the truth, then what is that? Adhitthana Parami, the perfection or the determination become more easier to fulfill, to be fulfilled. So in that case, you can take an example of the King Demiya Jataka. Okay, in the Demiya Jataka, as you see that the prince Demi, he know on the side of seeing the parasol, okay, or we can simply say the white umbrella used for the king or princess. He came to realize, he came to recall the previous existences. Okay. So before, or in the previous existence, I was sitting, I have been sitting on under this parasol. And also I make a lot of judgments, okay, many decisions to give a punishment. Some people were punished, sentenced to death. Some people were sentenced to jail. Some people were sentenced to be arcade, and so on. He remember, he recollect, but his heart don't allow him to do so. It means he don't want to do like this. Okay, what he want to do is just to be good for the many other beings as much as possible. That is his heart, very beautiful heart he has. Then he don't want to give a punishment to the others as well. Then he find a way how to do it. If I become a king, if I because I was born as a prince, one day I will surely be the king. Then, as a king, he should be able to speak. But if I don't speak, they will think, oh, this king is useless. And this prince is useless. He is not wanting to be the king. If he is a king, he has to say something. So that's why, with the intention to remain on the truthfulness, the truthfulness to his heart. His heart is not to kill, not to punish, not to harm to the others, any other beings. So because of that, he tried to make himself, he determined not to speak even any words, even a single word. So that determination, very firm, very strong. That's why finally the king and the ministers, they think, oh, this prince is useless. Even he could not speak, okay, damn and deaf. So that's why throw him away into the forest. So the point I like to tell you is that Sacca Parami is very helpful for the fulfillment of the Adhitthana Parami. Okay? And then if we are very firm or very resolute on the point we want to do, we want to fulfill, then that will be very helpful for us to bear loving kindness, loving heart in our mind. Okay. So if we are not strong enough in determination, so our mind, as you see, is a very, very shaking, trembling. In some conditions, the nature of mind is just to move around the objects. Whatever object that we encounter, we try to move. We are moved or shaken, okay, or possessed by the objects. We become the slaves of the objects. Whatever object that we encounter, we follow the objects. So if we are really resolute, Adhitthana, then our mind becomes unwavering. Okay? Even though we encounter with the enemy, okay, our enemy, so he or she made a lot of danger to us, okay, to our friends, to our parents, or even to our country, and so on. Even when we encounter with such an enemy, we are able to maintain loving kindness only, not anger, because we are so resolute. Our Adhitthana, okay, our mind is already ready to be firm, to be strong enough. So that's why Adhitthana Parami is a very, very helpful for the perfection of the Metta Parami. Okay, loving kindness, perfection of Metta. So also if we are strong enough, if we keep our loving kindness towards every sentient being without any discrimination in terms of color or race or nationality or creed or religion or whatever, then that sort of metta become very helpful for the perfection of the equanimity. Because if our metta is loving kindness is fully developed, then it serves for the better ground, okay, for the development of for the fulfillment of the equanimity. So like a parents, okay, like our parents, our mother, our father. So when sometimes they have a metta, okay, loving kindness to their children. So sometimes when they see their children are facing the problems, encountering with the difficulties, so sometimes they are sick. So what happened to them? Their heart so painful. They feel so painful in their heart because karuna is there, compassionate heart. Okay, then when they see their children are in a very happy conditions, prosperous condition, happy, everything is successful, they feel rejoice. They appreciate it so much. So that is a mudita arise. So sometimes the parents, they encounter they see their children encountering with the problems, and also they are also out of their reach. They cannot have anything. They cannot do, even though they want, they cannot do anything. At that time, they try to maintain themselves with the equanimity. They try to keep themselves okay whenever there is the condition within our reach, we will be ready to help. But if it is beyond our reach, then we will remain with the equanimity. So in this way, so if we haven't, so if we see that Uppekha is the highest one, so to reach the highest point without the Metta, we cannot. Okay, so that's why Metta should be developed first, and then with the fulfillment of the loving kindness, we can fulfill the perfection of the Uppekha Parami. So in this way, these 10 Parami, the order of these 10 Paramis are systematically arranged, okay, in a practical manner, and also in the manner of the teaching, in the manner of the reflection, in the manner of the practice. Okay, that's why they are arranged in this order. Okay, so I think time is up for today. So today, the point I like to I share with you is that 10 Parami perfections are there. These perfections make ourselves perfect in our life. Only when we are perfect in these aspects, we will be the true leaders, true teachers, okay, or the other beings. Otherwise, we will not be perfect leaders, true leaders to the peoples around us. So in order to be a true leader, we have to prepare ourselves in these 10 aspects. But these 10 aspects are orderly arranged. Okay, they are like a 10, how do you say, 10 steps ladder. Okay, so we have 10 steps to be fulfilled. One step is very helpful to reach a person to another higher level. So and with this understanding, so much for listening. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bhante, we lost you just for a little bit in between, but we can hear you, Bhante.
I lost the connection. So
Yes.
with this, we will conclude for today.
Okay, Bhante. Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Much merits to you, Bhante, and thank you for your Dhammadana today. Bhante, we have time for taking few questions, Bhante.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So if there are any questions for Bhante on today's topic, any Parami and the order in which they are arranged, Bhante has gone through to explain us in detail as to why this order is the order that has been given. So please raise your hand. We'll allow you to unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay, please go ahead, Sapna ji, with your question.
Bhante, one question about the Dana Parami. Who
Yeah.
should the dana be given to? Who is the eligible person for the dana?
Dana, thank you so much, Sapna. Okay,
Thank you.
for your question. Yeah. So that is who is eligible or who is not eligible is up to the aim of our donation. Suppose what we aimed. So we make a generous offering. Some people we with the different aims. For the Bodhisatta, if we really want to become a Bodhisatta Buddha, then everyone is eligible. Okay, everyone is eligible, regardless of the higher in virtue or no virtue, or doesn't matter. So if our aim is to just fulfill the need of other people, that is the Buddha, like the Buddha. So Bodhisatta is, his mind is, he want to become a Buddha, not for himself, but to help other people out of compassion. That's why. So he fulfill perfections and trying to become a Buddha. So if we really want, if our inspiration, our intention is to fulfill the need of other people, then we don't need any eligibilities to be recipient. Okay, we can share whatever we have with everyone, those who are in need. But if we are very, very selective person, okay, we don't think much about the others, but we think for ourselves. Okay, so because of this offering, I want to be this or that. Okay, I want to fulfill my wish. Okay, to be very rich or to be in the very best condition and so on. Then you have to make a right choice. Okay, you have to make a right choice. Who is very, very virtuous? Like, for example, the Buddha said, in order to produce the right result of the generosity in this very life, what you have to do is the recipient or the one who accept your donation offering should be anagami or arahant, and also he should be just emerged from the attainment samapatti, and then you acquire the offering righteously, then you offer generously. Then the dana will produce result right now. So that is the very best quality of the eligibility. So anagami, arahant, okay, the Buddha. So if you offer, then it the soil is a very, very best soil. Okay, so that's why you will get a very good fruit. Okay, so it's up to sometimes we just want to fulfill others' need. In that case, no problem. We don't need to make any choice. But if we want to fulfill our wish, then we have to make a right choice. Thank you, Sapnam.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bhante. Sapna,
But,
did that answer your question? Do you have a
no, yes, partly. Just one more question. If we have done some dana and the person whom you have done dana to uses your dana for evil purposes, then what happens? You have given
Can
for,
you
yeah.
can you say again,
Yes.
Sapnam?
Yes, Bhante. If you have given dana with good intention for good work, but somebody whom you have given the dana uses it for evil works, misuses the dana, then what happens?
Yeah. This is up to his problem, no longer your problem. You make it a good way. Okay. One day there are two sides. You are a donor, you offer it, and then that's called the Buddha say Mutta Chagi. Mutta Chaga. Mutta means release. So uh, without any ties. Okay. Or that they call what? Offering without any tie. Okay. Mutta Chagi. You just offer it. Maybe he accept, he do, he use it wisely or properly or improperly. It is no longer your problem. Okay. So because you are kids, you have done generously, righteously, and with the 100% belief. Okay, you do it already, but the one who use it, he may use it rightly or wrongly. That is his own problem. The result will be reaping by him. Okay, because you don't sow the seed. What you sow the seed is only for goodness. Okay, your part is already finished. But what he continue to do is his problem. What he sow, he should reap. Okay.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. Bhante, I see a question here, but I do not understand that from the chat. Praveen Ranveer sir, I'll try to unmute you. If you could ask your question and give us a little more clarity on it, would be nice, sir.
Good. Maybe I make fruit to get a grapefruit, great benefit. Why should we tolerate?
Maybe he's trying to understand what are the requirements to have a great fruit, maybe. Can you comment on that one? Which dana would give us a great fruit in order, maybe?
So tolerate, he uses the word tolerate. Okay. So tolerate is a sort of Khanti, patience, tolerate. So Khanti is said to be the best practice in Buddhism. So last week also I already told you, I already discussed it here, that we are tolerate, we be patient to those who are more authority or higher authority, because we out of fear. Out of fear. If we don't tolerate, we will be dismissed, we will be fired. Suppose our high boss is there, whatever he say, we like it or not, we have to tolerate. Otherwise, what happen? We will be fired. Out of fear, we tolerate. That is not a grapefruit. Maybe for a short time, in the short run, it may be good, but in the long run, it will not bear grapefruit. So sometimes we tolerate to the person who are in the same status, okay, or same status. We are in the same status. Then those who are in the equal status also, Sometimes they insult us. Okay, they try to torture us with the words, with the action, with the deeds, and so on. That one also we have to tolerate. We tolerate. We feel patience to them. Why? Because they can be harmful to us. Okay? Because we are equal in the equal strength. So if we fight one who is with the equal strength, in one way or another, we will get a sort of pain. Okay. So that's why also maybe out of fear, okay, out of danger, we tolerate other people. Okay. In that case, that sort of tolerate also in the short run is okay, but in the long run it will be because you keep revenge in your life. Okay, in your heart, you keep a revenge. Okay, this one not good to me. One day I will take a revenge and so on. That's why in the long run not okay. The best way is to tolerate to those who are inferior to you, weaker to you. They are weak in strength. They are weak in power compared to you. So you can punish them, you can beat them, and then you can scold them, no problem. But that people who are inferior to you or weaker to you, sometimes they insult you, they beat you. Okay, in words, they insult you in words or in deed. So you know that okay, they are inferior to me, weaker to me. I can beat them, I can defeat them, but I tolerate them out of compassion. Okay, out of compassion. So if you want to win, you can win, but you tolerate. So that's one. That one is out of compassion, not out of fear, not out of danger, but out of compassion. So that sort of tolerate bear great fruit in our life. Thank you.
Sadhu, 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 Bhante. I just wanted to remind everybody here that Bhante had taken a whole lecture on this topic of Khanti or patience earlier. And Dr. Sheetal has just shared that link in YouTube, YouTube link in the chat window. So please go through that too if you need to listen to the whole lecture on Khanti. Are there any other
Maybe connection loss.
Yeah, sorry, Bhante. I think I lost my connection now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So are there any more questions we have on the chat?
I don't see.
Bhante, can I ask this question?
Yes.
So Bhante, so Bodhisatta fulfills the Parami in that order, Dana, Sila, Nekkamma, I mean all the 10 Paramis in the same order, Bhante?
Yeah. Same
So
order. So in the very beginning, maybe because as you see, the duration is too long. Okay. Duration or the to fulfill perfection is too long. So that's why in the very beginning stage, maybe he followed the order according to order, one after another. But in the later later existences, maybe he has to fulfill all together, because all are not not all are what all the perfections reach to the same level. Okay.
Yeah. Sadhu,
Can you
sadhu,
hear
sadhu,
me?
Bhante. Yes, Bhante.
Okay, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Bhante. I do not see any more questions on the chat window, Bhante, here.
Yeah.
And I had just quickly glanced over on our YouTube live, and I do not see any questions there as well. So Bhante, do I have your permission to take the session towards closing, Bhante?
Yes.
On behalf of all the participants, I request Bhante Chandamukha to please do the Punyanumodan for us, Bhante, before we close the session.
So today, with the high arrangement of the sorry, I don't remember the name.
Ambedkar Association, North America, Bhante.
Oh, Ambedkar Association of North America. So we are very fortunate to share the knowledge and also to listen the Dhamma. So that is great opportunity for us, as well as a great chance we already taking. Okay, today, this morning, at least for 1 hour. And also you take precepts, listen the Dhamma, and the Dhamma Sacca, Dhamma discussion. So these merit are very, we wish this merit to be very, very strong support for the attainment of the ultimate liberation, that is Nirvana. So may all of you be worthy, healthy, peaceful, successful, and prosperous in life. By the power of this merit, we all of us be able to attain Nirvana as early as possible. And also we realize that merit will be a sort of strong support for the realization of the Four Noble Truths. So because of this power merit, we share our merit with all sentient beings headed by our parents, teachers, relatives, guardian deities, and also all the beings in the 31 planes of existence. Ida no nyatina hotu sukhida hontu nyatayo. Ida no nyatina hotu sukhida hontu nyatayo. Ida no nyatina hotu sukhida hontu nyatayo. Sadhu, sadhu.
We are so grateful to Dr. Venerable Bhante Chandamukha for taking this series and helping us understand the perfections that the Bodhisatta has to go through to achieve the Buddhahood. This would be very, very beneficial for us to understand Dhamma and on our path to progress on Dhamma. We are grateful to you, Bhante, and may this also be beneficial to you, Bhante. Much merits to you as well, Bhante, for sharing the Dhamma with us. So if there are no more questions,
wish you good luck for all.
Thank you.
Also.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bhante. And I wanted to thank on behalf of all the participants to you, Bhante, for taking time to join us. And we'll see you again next week for the part 3 of the same series, Bhante. So for the same at the same time until we meet again.
Yes, surely.
Yeah. Namo Buddhaya to all.
Okay, good luck. Okay.
Bhante, do I have your permission to end today's session, Bhante?
Surely.
Thank you very much. Namo Buddhaya.